Hello, my name is Anita Sarkeesian. Welcome to my series Tropes vs. Women, in Cereal, with Milk. This is part 2 of a multi-part series of videos to examine the tropes, plot devices, roles and patterns most commonly associated with women in not just gaming, but all areas of life, from a systemic, big-picture perspective. Please join me in overanalyzing this breakfast staple, and bathe in the guilt I will pour upon you. In Tropes vs. Women, in Cereal, I will show further examples of how cereal functions as reaffirmation of society's patriarchal texture while staying crispy in milk, and enhances women's oppression via straight white cis male cereal eaters. Remember that it is both possible to simultaneously enjoy cereal while also being critical of its more problematic or pernicious aspects. Warning. Trigger alert. Some of these cereal names may cause emotional discomfort, or cause you to see your favorite cereal in a misogynistic light. Please surround yourself with pillows and perhaps a trusted female friend. Number 11. Fruit Loops. This throwback cereal, first released in 1963, still to this day holds the name that is homophobic. Join me and my LGBTQ partners in signing a petition to rename this cereal to just Fabulous. The loops are also reminiscent of hoop earrings, which are a cheap gender signifier. Pay no attention to the ones I am wearing, nor my lipstick, nor my porn star eyeshadow. Number 12. Honey Smacks. Released in 1953, this cereal debuted in the golden age of patriarchy with stay-at-home moms and nuclear families. It carries on the tradition of domestic violence against women. If your honey isn't subservient, then smack that honey back into line. Hiding in plain sight is the mascot, named Diggum Frog. Just below the surface of the name Diggum is the subtle threat that as the wife is smacked too hard, the oppressive husband always has the option to hide her body by burying her in the backyard. No doubt next to the string of female infants buried there as well, until a son was produced. The fact that the frog is green is no accident either. The green symbolizes the jealousy men feel when sitting across the breakfast table from a strong, successful woman. Listen and believe. Let us pause for the millions of women smacked across the breakfast table, and the ones who never made it back to the table. Number 13. Rice Krispies. 3 mascots and not a single female. One of them even appears to be a chef. No doubt he is a member of the patriarchy. Each one culturally appropriates the sounds of the rice. Each snap, crackle and pop of the rice tells women and young girls to shut up and not have their voices heard. Again, the choice of rice sends a subliminal message that not complying can result in you being replaced by an Asian whore, much like my boyfriend did when I dared to bring up an important topic at the breakfast table, like the female history of menstruation. Not to mention his total lack of support of me practicing free bleeding. Tampons are oppressive. This cereal could easily be revamped with 3 female characters, and keep the same names. Snap, Crackle, and Pop could be ambassadors to bring about more awareness of violence against women, in addition to post-traumatic stress disorder, which so many of my feminist allies struggle with after they receive mean tweets. Number 14. Honey Nut Cheerios. Although I have referred to nuts as testicles in an early example of misogynist cereal, the term nut is also slang for the act of male ejaculation. Patriarchy dictates that men are entitled to women's bodies, name the right to nut on that honey's Cheerio. It doesn't need to be in a dictionary, but you know exactly what her Cheerio is. The bee on the box is a male bee, otherwise known as a worker drone in the colony. So not only are the Cheerios merely female sex objects that are to be gobbled up and consumed, but the patriarchal norm as the man as the worker is perpetuated. Why not a queen bee on the box? Or the queen bee herself, Beyoncé? Probably because we all well know that bee colonies have severely inadequate daycare, forcing the queen bee to stay at home in her patriarchal jail. There's a scientific principle called the Cheerios effect about the tendency for floating objects to cluster together. That makes Cheerios the only breakfast cereal with a scientific theory named after it. More like males clustering together to enforce the glass ceiling. Borrowing a misogynistic page from video games, the trope of damsel in distress is further perpetuated, as the male drones protect the hive. The violent battles with wasps at the hive entrance ensure that the queen is isolated in this abusive relationship, and is the biggest victim of the bee vs. wasp wars. Listen and believe. Number 15. Apple Jacks. Apple Jacks is what happened when Cheerios and Cinnamon Toast Crunch had a baby, namely a male baby named Jack. In a patriarchal society, the female baby is as disposable as the box the cereal came in. No mention of Apple Jill. Was she placed in a dumpster soon after a coat hanger abortion because the woman's health insurance did not cover the Plan B pill? Or was the mother simply pushed down the stairs after the ultrasound appointment verified that the sex of the baby was female? The cinnamon in Apple Jacks sends the message that Jack can have spicy unprotected sex, but Jill cannot, and must stay in her gender role. Apple Jacks are also homophobic, and the cereal are shaped as round holes symbolizing Jack's thirst for vaginas. This is a non-inclusive cereal and an affront to the LGBT community, and also forces Jack to comply with his patriarchal gender role. Why can't Kellogg's be more inclusive and put some straight pretzel sticks in there, as well as some transgender shapes? Why Kellogg's? Why? In this alternative Apple Jacks box, we have a cinnamon stick masquerading as an apple stem. But we well know that this is really a penis, since cinnamon sticks do not bend that way. It appears to not only be chasing the whole of the cereal, reducing a woman to her core component, her fishy vagina opening. This is a form of objectification because as objects, damseled women are being acted upon, most often becoming or reduced to a prize to be won, a treasure to be found or a goal to be achieved. Much like a prize in a cereal box. The stick is emitting what appears to be a cloud of fluid, namely semen. This is a rape about to occur right on your cereal box. No one is fooling me with the red stylized as an apple. It is really a pool of blood, of a past rape victim. If you enjoy Apple Jacks, you are a terrible person. Men, repeat after me. My lord, I never knew women had it so bad. I am a horrible male. My lord, I never knew women had it so bad. I am a horrible male. My lord, I never knew women had it so bad. I am a horrible male. This concludes part 2 of Tropes vs. Women in Cereal, with Milk. Conclusion. If you enjoyed this video, please donate to my Patreon account. It's estimated that this video series may cost upwards of $160,000, so I am going on faith that you will pay up. Obviously each video in this series requires a tremendous amount of research, writing and production time, so don't you feel guilty watching it for free? If you don't donate, it means that you hate women and support the patriarchy. If you are a misogynist shitlord, think of this as your penance for all the wrongs you have done in your life, and to personally address my gender wage gap. Comments and ratings will remain open until the first thumbs down, or critical comment that causes me to be butthurt, so act now. Let's have a conversation.